Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode from DGMZ. For all the viewers who are coming back, welcome back. And for the ones who are new to the podcast, very glad that you have clicked and accessed this episode. Welcome to DGMZ. For the new viewers, just a few suggestions. If you have time, do go through the introductory episode. It is a good episode to get insight into the inspiration and motivation behind DGMC. What are we trying to do here, right? And then, if you subscribe to the channel, you will get notified every time a new episode is posted. We usually post a new episode on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, usually Saturday. And we are planning on some bonus episodes. Haven't posted one yet, but keep an eye open for that. Otherwise, weekly episodes of one ghazal after the other from Diwan-e-Ghalib. With those housekeeping items out of the way, we can get into the episode for today, which is going to be around Ghazal 4 from Diwan-e-Ghalib. As always, we are going to read the Ghazal once, and then we will get into the impressions of it verse by verse. So this is how the Ghazal goes. मतला अर्ज किया है, कहते हो न देंगे हम, दिल अगर पड़ा पाया, दिल कहाँ की गुम कीजिए, हमने मुद्दा पाया. इश्क से तबियत ने जिस्त का मज़ा पाया, दर्द की दवा पाई, दर्द-ए-बे-दावा पाया. दोस्त-daar-ए-दुशमन है, एतिमाद-ए-दिल मालूम, बे-असर देखी, ना-रसा पाया. सादगी ओ पुरकारी, be-khudi ओ हoshyari, हusन को taghaful में जुrat-azmaa पाया. ghuncha फिर लगा खिलने, आज हमने अपना दिल खूं किया हुआ देखा, गुम किया हुआ पाया. हाल-ए-दिल नहीं मालूम, लेकिन इस कदर यानी, हमने बारहा ढूंढा, तुमने बारहा पाया. मक्ता अर्ज किया है, शोर-ए-पand-ए-naseh ने जख्म पर नमक छिड़का, आपसे कोई पूछे तुमने क्या मजा पाया. Again, another classic from Ghalib, and um, a good mix of his awareness, acknowledgement, and acceptance of what the beloved is bringing to the table. So let's get into the first share. कहते हो ना देंगे हम, दिल अगर पड़ा पाया, दिल कहाँ की गुम कीजिए, हमने मुद्दा पाया. तो जो पहली लाइन है उसमें ही one can feel so many layers of meaning, interpretation, scenarios, right? So Ghalib is saying, कहते हो ना देंगे हम. Ghalib is saying that you always tell me that I'm never gonna return it. Dil agar pada paya, if I find your heart lying around. What a strange line, right? For a beloved to say that, hey, you know what, if I find your heart lying around, I'm not gonna give it. So the first thing that comes to mind is The way she is minimizing the importance and the precious quality of Ghalib's heart, right? To even think that she would find it lying around somewhere, anonymous, unclaimed, lost, right? Almost like a lost and find thing, a found thing, right? Uh, Unclaimed bag lying around. So it is very, it's very strange the way she talks about his heart like like an object, like an object that is just lying around, lost. Nobody has found it. If she finds it, she's gonna keep it. Brings to mind that finders keepers, losers weepers. So it's almost a, well, it was lying, I found it, it's mine now, right? And this is where you understand how how comfortable she is to pick Ghalib's heart from the road or wherever it is lying and keep it. One is forced to think that Ghalib would have offered this heart to her many a times, and he would have offered her the heart and she would have rejected it many a times, or made an excuse to not receive it or shy away from it. But if it is lying somewhere unclaimed, anonymous, where she doesn't have to get into this uh, place where she has to acknowledge and accept that she's receiving Ghalib's heart and by extension his love, she's very comfortable to pick it. But if, on the flip side, if this was offered formally to her from a lover, right, she is not very comfortable accepting it. So she does need this to be a very cool, casual object kind of a scenario, where this heart is lying, unclaimed, anonymous, lost, for her to accept it. Very strange. And then in the in the same line, if it one is again forced to think, if it is so useless, right, if it is so useless, if it is so valueless, right, if it is something that is just lying on your path, right, somebody left it, no value, no name, no claim, no identity, why will you keep it? Why will you keep it? Why will you pick it? Keep it. Why? Right? So, the way Ghalib captures his beloved's trickery, right, around this whole thing is amazing, right? She doesn't want to take any responsibility of asking for his heart or receiving his heart when he formally gives it to her as a lover. But deep down, she is very eager and keen to claim it as her own, to claim it as her own. And she will, right? In the sentence, the whole the whole story about if I find it lying around is just a camouflage. Underneath it all, she's telling him that I will keep it. I'm keeping this heart. I am owning it. This belongs to me. That's the way it comes across. And then Ghalib to this entire game and trickery has a very simple question. He says, Dil kahan ki gum kijiye? Who has the heart to begin with that I can lose it? I don't have my heart to begin with. How can I lose it? Humne muddaa paya. What I have is my objective, my aim. And this is where the words are woven so beautifully that Ghalib is saying, I don't have the heart, but in return, what I have is the objective. By extension, the fulfilled objective. And what was the fulfilled objective? To lose my heart to you. To lose my heart to you. So my heart has achieved its objective by losing itself to you, and you finding it and keeping it. That was what that heart was meant for. So I unfortunately cannot lose it again. It's already lost, and it has been found by the person who was supposed to find it, to whom it was lost. So, of course, the beloved embodies all the restrictions, hesitations, limitations of the feminine nature, right? Which always has to, especially in those times and even now, always has to walk the fine line of decorum, self-respect, honor, while also following the path their heart is pushing them onto. So Ghalib very beautifully, almost seems very beautifully, I acknowledges, first of all recognizes, and then acknowledges, and then accepts, and finally almost relishes the long-winded approach the beloved has to take to finally do the act of receiving his love, right? Under the entire story of finders, keepers, losers, weepers, right? I mean, Caleb is almost sitting back and smiling, right? Saying, whatever it takes. If that's how you wanna, if that's how you want to take it, so be it. But just take it, because for me, my main objective for this heart of mine was to lose it to you. And if you will keep it, if you find it lying around in this nonchalant, anonymous way, well, so be it. Just keep it, and I, I don't have to lose it anymore. I've lost it, you found it. End of the story. That's what was supposed to happen, and that's what has happened. um, it's almost, these, he is trying to capture these teasing ways of his beloved, but in parallel also has a respect for her having to go through this long-winded approach for reasons that are applicable to her side only, probably, and not to his side. But still, he doesn't call it unfair or anything. He just first of all identifies it, understands it, and then just appreciates it, and very simply tells her that, you know, you've picked it, right? It was lying, like a valueless, anonymous, unclaimed object. You've picked it, and you are saying you're going to keep it. That's 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 what matters. That's what is important here. So all this nonchalance which the beloved is showing towards this heart, um, actually seems to camouflage, almost like a mask, right? Seems to camouflage her eagerness to own Ghalib's heart, because she has finally found this story or scenario where she can own his heart without having to be without having to go through this formal interaction or formal acknowledgement from a lover to a lover, right? She has escaped that, and for reasons I cannot comprehend, she doesn't want to go through it. She doesn't want a formal give and take. She wants to do it under some camouflage, under some pretext, right? And the other thing, which is very interesting in the first line, right? Na denge and paya. Na denge, I will not give it back. Paya, if I find it lying. Such a contrast. She says it as if they mean the same thing, but it is such a contrast. ना देंगे, अरे भाई क्यों नहीं दोगे? आपको तो दिल पसंद नहीं, आप क्या करोगे लेके इसको? पड़ा ही रहने दो ना. ना देंगे का क्या मतलब है? ना देंगे, I will not give it back itself is a giveaway. It's a giveaway that it is something precious to her. She is not willing to part with it. She's not going to return it back. She's going to keep it. She's going to own it. And in the same sentence, paya, she has added this bit about if I find it lying around. Just making it sound like something so simple, right? Oh, casually, I was walking down the path, found some glittering coin lying around, and nobody was around, nobody was claiming it. I picked it up, and now I'm going to keep it. Making it sound something that casual. But na denge gives it away. There is a seriousness to ना देंगे. क्यों नहीं देंगे? क्यों नहीं वापस करेंगे? क्यों उठाएंगे? क्यों रख लेंगे? आपको तो कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. बेसिकली इंटरेस्ट है. बेसिकली इंटरेस्ट है. She wants to own Ghalib's heart. She wants to keep it, but she doesn't want to say, acknowledge that she does want to keep it. And Ghalib, like I said, cleverly, you can say in his clever, poetic mastery, or lovingly, right, captures this beautiful ada of hers, right? This beautiful style she has of he decodes her message. Basically, he decodes her unspoken, contraindicating message very well, very well. It's just, it makes you smile. It makes you smile. All right. Spent a lot of time on the first verse itself. Let's move on to the second one. इश्क से तबियत ने zist का मज़ा पाया, दर्द की दवा पाई, दर्द-ए-बे-दावा पाया. बहुत ही खूबसूरत. This is a beautiful couplet, and if I start quoting songs and shares and verses that capture this emotion, Oh, there are plenty. The list is too long. What It was a hard decision, but I did finally decide on one song, which I will read the lyrics of, some of the lyrics, which capture this beautifully. So, ishq se tabiat ne, love has given my existence zist ka mazaa paya, the joys of being alive. So, I was merely existing. But as soon as I fell in love, my existence elevated from existence to being alive. Dard ki dawa pai. This love has cured me of many pains. It has cured me of all the pains. This love has a healing effect that has cured me of pains, disillusionments, disenchantments, the unfairness life has done with me, the pain, suffering I have held inside me. This love washes over it, cleanses it, makes it innocent, beautiful, healed. Dard-e-be-dawa paya. But this love itself is an incurable pain. And only Ghalib can write it like this. When I translate it, it sounds so confusing. But when he writes it, it makes sense beyond sense, right? So, इश्क से तबीयत ने जीस्त का मज़ा पाया. So, इसके लिए तो ये गाना बहुत अच्छा है. It is from the movie Anwar. The song is तो से नैना लागे. And here are the lyrics which I think capture this emotion so well. मोहब्बत की है दास्तां जिंदगी, मोहब्बत ना हो तो कहाँ जिंदगी. The story of love is life. And if there is no love, there is no life. मोहब्बत जिसे बख्श दे जिंदगानी, नहीं मौत पर खत्म उसकी कहानी. Whoever is blessed by love has life, and for that person, life is not going to end at death. Love takes you beyond death. Love takes your life beyond death. Love takes your life experience beyond death. That is the power. कैसे जिया जाए इश्क बिना? How does one live without love? Question mark, question mark, question mark. नहीं कोई इंसान मोहब्बत से खाली. There is no human empty of love or devoid of love. हर एक रूह प्यासी, हर एक दिल सवाली. Every soul thirsts for love. Every heart begs for love, pleads for love, calls out for love. मोहब्बत जहाँ है वहाँ जिंदगी है. Wherever there is love, there is life. मोहब्बत ना हो तो कहाँ जिंदगी है. If there was no love, would there be any life? So, let me make a note. I will post the link of the song in the description box if you want to hear the song after the episode. Okay. So, Ghalib beautifully in this verse is capturing the fact that his existence transformed into life only after he fell in love. Love is what made his senses come alive. Love is what filled color in his black and white existence, right? Love is what came in as a healing force. Love is what came in as a miracle. Love is what came in and took away the pain that his existence was going through in any and every aspect, right? So Ghalib is almost thankful for love, is almost thankful to love for transforming his existence into actually being alive, actually being healed, actually being joyful, actually seeing the colors around, right? And then he does, he actually admits that everything which is positive, everything which is joyful, everything which is warm, everything which is nourishing, fulfilling, abundant, that he feels in his life today is because of him experiencing love. And that is amazing. That is amazing for somebody to, in such detail, articulate how falling in love transforms their entire existence. The landscape totally changes. And then, very, very beautifully, he, he also captures in the second line that yes, all of this is because of love. Love has cured me of all pains and then given me this uncurable pain of love, right? So, all the earthly pains and sufferings of life and existence, I don't feel a thing anymore after falling in love. I don't feel a thing. They don't hurt me, they can't touch me, I'm above them. And yes, this love is an uncurable pain, and that I know, that I have accepted. That I have accepted, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I in fact relish in it because because even if it is an uncurable pain, right? This love has transformed my existence. Third verse, dost-daar-e-dushman hai, एतमाद-ए-दिल malum, be-asar dekhi, na-rasa paya. So, dost-daar-e-dushman hai. दुश्मन का दोस्त बन गया है. Befriended the enemy. एतमाद-ए-दिल malum, my heart. I have come to know where its loyalty lies. It has gone and befriended the enemy. And ये पहले शेर से थोड़ा this is kind of connected to the first couplet, right? Where the beloved found the heart and kept it. Ghalib confirmed he doesn't have the heart anymore. He has lost it. The heart has been found by the person who was supposed to find it. So Ghalib says, हमने मुद्दा पाया. My objective is achieved. The heart has reached where it was supposed to be. So in this third verse, he is saying that the heart has befriended the enemy. Enemy, of course, being the beloved. अब इतनी चोट पहुंचाएंगे तो दुश्मनी तो थोड़ी हो ही जाएगी. आए दिन दर्द देते हैं तो थोड़ी दुश्मनी तो हो जाती है. क्या करें? So yeah, so the heart has the heart has befriended the enemy. If you keep hurting me again and again, a little animosity is is gonna happen, right? एतमाद-ए-दिल malum. So Ghalib says Therefore, now I know where this heart's loyalties lie. By extension, they don't lie with me anymore. It has gone and befriended the enemy. Aha be-asar dekhi. And that is why at my end, I am having these pleas of anguish and pain going waste. They are not hitting the mark. All these pleas and screams, silent screams from my heart of anguish and pain are just, they're not hitting the mark. They are ineffective, right? na-rasa paya. So again, Nala is this heart-wrenching cries of anguish and pain that arise from the heart. Again, Nala, Narsa Paya. Narsa is basically something that doesn't reach the target. It aborts midway only. So again, ineffective. So Ghalib is in this verse very beautifully capturing the fact that the heart which was mine has deserted me, gone and befriended the beloved, and now all the loyalties of my heart lie with the beloved. They do not lie with me. So when I cry from within, when I scream from within, when I plead from within for her to respond to my love, to meet me halfway, right? It's all ineffective. It's not hitting the mark because the heart, that is the power generator behind it, is not with me anymore. So these are all empty. They're almost empty cries and pleas and uh, sighs and all that bad stuff, right? Okay, moving on to the next share. सादगी ओ पुरकारी बेखुदी ओ होशियारी हुस्न को तगाफुल में जुर्रत आजमा पाया. ये भी बहुत प्यारा शेर. It's a lovely share. Now, in essence, in this share, it almost seems that Ghalib is in his beautiful, unmatched style, right? Capturing how his beloved is full of paradoxes. Full of paradoxes, so confusing. She is so confusing. Okay, so sadgi or purkari. Sadgi is simplicity, purkari is slyness, cleverness. So Ghalib is saying simplicity combined with cleverness, slyness. Be-khudi or hoshyari. Be-khudi is heady, intoxicated, right? And hoshyari is alert. So again, intoxication with alertness. So he's saying, he's almost saying, I do not understand what she is. You know, she throws me off, or at least tries to. So she has this simplicity, this innocence about her. And yet in that there is this cleverness, there's this slyness. You cannot pull a fast one on her. For all the innocence and purity and this almost untouched aura about her, you cannot pull a fast one on her. She's sly, she's clever, right? And then again, be-khudi or hoshyari, in all her heady ways, in all her intoxicating ways, she still maintains this alertness. There is this underlying alertness. Again, you cannot pull a fast one on her. And just like that first share, as I was saying, Ghalib is very beautifully, first of all, identifying these nuances about his beloved, which are confusing and probably seem like a useless attention attracting gimmick, or just acting too you can never find a good word to say a bad thing, right? Okay, so never mind. So basically, again, he is giving her the benefit of doubt for these ways, right? I mean, which are almost coming across as false, deceiving, untrue, fake, right? Why are you having cleverness underlying the simplicity? Why are you having this alertness underlying the heady, intoxicating ways? So Ghalib realizes that, or at least beautifully acknowledges and accepts that she is a female, she is my beloved, and this is how she has to operate, because she has more at stake, she has more to risk. She cannot let go like me, right? She has to walk a very fine line of self respect, decorum, honor, and of course, she is one of the best, and she is going to choose wisely. She is going to choose wisely. She is going to put me through the tests. Uh, and then, husn ko taghaful mein. But then in the second line, he does say that there comes a time when she acts as if she's very carefree, she's very unaware, she's very indifferent to me, right? And that is where she tests me. That is where she tests me. How I'm going to react to her indifference, to her nonchalance, right? So Ghalib knows. Again, he decodes this. He decodes his beloved very well. I like that. I like this is almost becoming a Sherlock mystery. Where all these mixed signals that she gives, which to a reader like me are like, oh, what a waste of time. Why can't you just say it as it is, right? But Ghalib enjoys it. He enjoys these mental games, and he's decoding them accurately, correctly, and he says that under all this, she's testing me. She's testing me to see how far will I go to convince her. How far will I go with her ways, right? And play her game and give her the playing field she's comfortable with. If it was up to Ghalib, Ghalib would ask a simple question, do you, and would expect a simple answer, I do. But but he is okay. He's okay to play this, I would say, a very exaggerated, exaggerated game, right, with his beloved, and he knows that she's putting him through the test. He knows that he doesn't fall for the simplicity. He doesn't fall for the intoxicating heady ways. He very well knows that beneath all that simplicity is a very clever, sharp, strategic mind, and below all that, or behind all that intoxicating heady way of behaving, there is a very alert person, right, who is only acting like this to see how Ghalib is going to react. So ये जो बात है ना, जुर्रत आजमा पाया, ये तो बहुत ही मतलब, Ghalib is saying this is my test. जुर्रत आजमा पाया, हुस्न को तगाफुल में जुर्रत आजमा पाया. Basically, under this camouflage of all nonchalance, indifference, and she's putting me through the test. नेक्स्ट वर्स, गुंचा फिर लगा खिलने, आज हमने अपना दिल खूं किया हुआ देखा, गुम किया हुआ पाया. So it's a pretty straightforward share. I did not find a lot of labyrinths and mazes in it. But yeah, gunja fir laga khilne. Somewhere a rose has started to blossom again. Phir laga khilna. Phir is a very important word here. Again. This has not happened for the first time. This thing repeats. This thing happens again. So again somewhere a rose is blossoming. And again today, while watching that blossoming rose, I am reminded of my heart that has bled and heart that was lost. Right? So there is a sadness, but Ghalib in his typical style brings beauty to it. So a blossoming red rose, every time a red rose blossoms, to Ghalib, the rose in its beauty reminds him of a very painful fact, a fact that his heart bled red like this rose for someone. And in that rose, he almost finds that heart that he lost. He almost finds that heart that he lost. A lot of poets, etc., have used a bleeding heart, have drawn parallels between a bleeding heart and red roses or red flowers. So yes, we've heard this one before. But again, Ghalib, in his, like I said, in his amazing style, just in the beauty of the flower, captures his sadness, or captures his sadness in a very beautiful way, however you wanna perceive it. Moving on to the next share. हाल-ए-दिल नहीं मालूम, लेकिन इस कदर यानी, हमने बारहा ढूंढा, तुमने बारहा पाया. This probably is my favorite share in the whole ghazal, and the second line more than the first one. But let's get into it. हाल-ए-दिल नहीं मालूम. I have no idea how my heart is doing. I have no idea. I'm clueless. लेकिन इस कदर यानी, but this much I know. I have no idea how my heart is doing, but this much I know. This much I'm sure of. हमने बारहा ढूंढा. I went looking for it a million times. So by extension it is lost. That's why he doesn't know anything about it. But this is what he knows, that he went out looking for it a million times, right? Or again and again. Baraha actually means again and again. And tumne baraha paya. And you have found it a million times. And you have found it again and again. And that is a beautiful thought, right? So first of all, I've lost my heart and you found my heart. But then, because this is Ghalib, there is, the glass ceiling is broken, right? So it's not like I've lost my heart once and you found it, great, good, the end. No, I lost it again and again and you found it again and again. And here comes the fact that every time I've fallen in love, every time I've fallen for someone, it is you. almost seems like that. Otherwise it should be a one-time transaction, right? I lose my heart to you, you find my heart, right? But no, again and again, probably a million times in a day, I lose it to you. I fall in love with you again and again, lose my heart to you, and again, you find it. So it is a two-way street, though the beloved would love to not have it be perceived that way, but it is a two-way street. Every time he's falling in love with her, she's reciprocating. Every time he's losing his heart to her, she's finding it and keeping it. पूरी गजल यही बात बताती है. The whole ghazal is walking this fine line between, so Ghalib is loving her and losing his heart over her, but she is equally matching him. She is equally reciprocating under the camouflage of not caring, being indifferent and nonchalant. And that is the magic of Ghalib's ghazals and his writing, right? Last share, again a jam-packed one. Usually the makta is shor-e-pand-e-naseh ने जख्म पर नमक छिड़का, आपसे कोई पूछे तुमने क्या मज़ा पाया. शोर-ए-पand-ए-नासे ने जख्म पे नमक छिड़का. शोर-ए-पand-ए-नासे, शोर, यहाँ पर शोर के ऑलमोस्ट दो मीनिंग हैं. एक तो बहुत ज़ोर की आवाज़, अ लाउड नॉइस, एंड देन अ लॉट ऑफ सॉल्टीनेस. shor-e-pand-e-naseh, pand-e-naseh, I mean people who preach, people who give advice. जख्म पर नमक छिड़का. So people who preach very loudly, their whatever they are preaching is almost like salt on my wounds. Whatever they are preaching is almost like sprinkling of salt on my wounds. आपसे कोई पूछे तुमने क्या मज़ा पाया. I want to ask them, what fun did you get in doing this? So if we get into the impression, this is how it comes across. Now, first things first, sprinkling salt on wounds. So in olden times, it was supposed to be actually something that was supposed to help you heal your wounds. And yes, scientifically, salt water, which is saline, is still used in hospitals and medical practices widely because of its ability to prevent bacterial infection, and it can also prevent or reduce inflammation, edema. And 7% table salt has also been used in these treating of wounds. But why I get into that is that this is not about somebody coming and sprinkling salt over your wounds to hurt you. These people actually are coming under the pretext of doing something to help you with your wounds, right? And that probably irritates Ghalib even more. So Ghalib is saying, you people, you preachers or people who think know everything and who think you understand the reason for my wounds and my pain and my grief, you are standing there in loud voices giving advice on love, or actually not to love, right? You are preaching and advising against it in loud voices, right? And that is like salt on my wound. Ghalib already knows there is no cure for his pain. पहले दूसरे शेर में उन्होंने बता दिया है, दर्द-ए-be-dawa पाया. Love is an incurable pain. It has cured me of all my other pains, but itself, it is an incurable pain. So Ghalib knows these people are not going to heal him. All they are going to do by so loudly talking and advising about how love is such a waste of time and energy, right? Because what does it give you in the end? Lot of pain, lot of misery. So Ghalib is like, all this advice is like salt on my wounds. It's not gonna heal anything. It's only gonna irritate and hurt my wounds, right? And then there is there is an underlying there's an underlying irritation that comes across, right? Because these people, their advice is primarily around the fact that, well, you got nothing. You loved her, but she didn't love you. हमने तो आपको बोला था मत करिए. हमने तो आपको बोला था तकलीफ होगी. We told you it's gonna hurt. This unrequited love is of no use. This is a one-sided love. It has no value, right? All it will give you is pain and disillusionment and disenchantment. And that irritates Ghalib. That irritates Ghalib, or like salt on his wounds. Because per Ghalib, well, I came to the table with 100% authentic love. If they cannot recognize it, acknowledge it, accept it, reciprocate it, what am I supposed to do? My side of the deal is 100% true. It is heartfelt, it is true, it is divine. Their side of the deal is missing, but that doesn't undermine my side of the deal. I'm coming to the table with 100% love. Unrequited, requited doesn't matter. So they demean his love. They try to take away from the intensity, the purity and authenticity of the love just because it is not reciprocated, just because it has caused him pain, just because he doesn't have a tangible profit to show from it, right? Or a tangible outcome to show from it. They are so eager to discard the whole thing. Just discard the whole thing. If it is unrequited, just discard the whole thing. And Ghalib is like, you can't discard this. This is my whole existence. This is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I've given all I had to this. I'm not allowing you to undermine it or belittle it in any way. And then in the second line he says, आपसे कोई पूछे तुमने क्या मज़ा पाया. So he's like, to me, your advice is like salt on my wounds. And I jolly well know it is not going to heal my wounds. So I'm not getting anything out of this. Now, let's talk about you. What are you getting out of this? भाई किसी को तो मज़ा आना चाहिए ना. Somebody should be having fun here. I certainly am not. Right? It's a very unpleasant activity for me. It's outright painful. My wounds are burning as if you're sprinkling salt and rubbing salt into them. So let me ask you, are you having fun? Are you feeling good about giving advice on love, or rather not to love, or rather hazards of loving or whatever, right? Are you having fun? And अगर आप दूसरी लाइन में देखो, आपसे कोई पूछे तुमने क्या मज़ा पाया. So यहाँ पर ऐसा लगता है आपसे कोई पूछे. So Ghalib starts with a lot of courtesy. May I ask you? Okay. And then tumne kya maza paya? Midway he just switches lanes and he goes from up to tum, because it almost seems midway of the sentence he's like, to hell with you guys, you don't deserve any respect or courtesy. Just tell me, what is in it for you? Are you having fun? Is this funny? Are you enjoying it? I certainly am not. सो आई लव दैट आप और तुम का जो कंट्रास्ट गालिब ने किया है. आपसे कोई पूछे तुमने क्या मज़ा पाया, मिड वे ही इज़ लाइक, you don't deserve a courteous, respectful question. Let me ask you point blank. Are you having fun? Is this funny? Is this enjoyable? Because I certainly am not. And this is where Ghalib reminds me of Oscar Wilde, another favorite of mine. So the sarcasm has a bite to it. Ghalib's sarcasm has a bite to it, and it does remind me of Oscar Wilde. But then that's where the resemblance ends. When Ghalib is being sarcastic, yes, there's a bite to it, and he reminds me of Oscar Wilde. But then when Ghalib gets emotional and dives into emotions, there's no one other than him that can write like that, emote like that. So, yeah. So that is the end of the ghazal. I think now that I've finished all of it, it almost seems that this ghazal is, Ghalib has dedicated this ghazal to how he decodes and understands the conflicting, confusing, paradoxical, hidden, secret, mysterious messages, actions of his beloved, which on the surface look like a 9, but the fact is they are a 6. Almost opposite. If she wants to say yes, she says no. If she wants to say night, she will say day. If she wants to say red, she will say black. So it is beautiful. That is what will stay with me, the way he decodes, these messages from his beloved, where everybody else around will keep thinking they are discussing a 9. But beneath it all, Ghalib and his beloved are discussing a 6. Okay, so that's what I had for this ghazal. Next time we'll get into ghazal number 5, which is Dil mera soze niha se bemahaba jal gaya, आतिश खामोश की मानिंद गोया जल गया. So I look forward to sharing impressions on that one with you in the next episode. Till then, everybody, love and light. Thanks for watching.